Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about the Heat Source Propex HS2000 heater. Today's video will be about the unboxing, why we chose this heater, and other options that we considered before we bought this. So some of the reasons we chose the heater is that it's compact, it's small, and it's made for small campers like this. It's widely used in camper vans, in small caravans, small campers just like the Escapade. It's very safe to run, it's internally combusted, and it vents to the outside of the camper so it won't inject carbon monoxide into the camper. It does have local support, at least for us, so you can buy it from a retailer and actually get support if something goes wrong. It is a very convenient fuel source, so we already had the propane tank, and this connects right up to propane. It is a little bit expensive. You're looking at least $750 to get into one of these, but it's super easy to set up and very convenient to use. So some of the other options that we considered were the Chinese diesel heater. The reason why we didn't choose the Chinese diesel heater is you have to have a separate fuel source, so we'd have to find somewhere to mount a diesel tank, and that was just really inconvenient. That, and they don't have any support. You have to buy them off eBay or Amazon, and you just really don't have any local support if something happens to them. Another option we chose to not go with is the buddy heater. Buddy heaters have a externally combusted plate on them, so they do output carbon monoxide. They say they're basically 100% efficient, but the big thing is that they actually suck all the oxygen out of the room, and in a teeny little camper like this, if you don't have enough ventilation, that can actually kill you, and I didn't want to risk that in this little camper. The last option we thought about was the Olympian Wave 3. It is a lot safer of a heater than the Buddy, at least from the research that I've done. But again, we'd have to find somewhere to install something like that. They're kind of cumbersome. You have to find a wall to install them on, and I just didn't want a combustible source inside of the camper. So let's go ahead and get into the unboxing. Just to let you know, I've already opened this just to verify the contents that are in here. Let's go ahead and get into it. So when you first open it up, you'll see that the first thing here is the vent that you run inside the living space. So this is what your hot air comes out of, and then the other end you plug into your heater. Next thing is the combustion air intake. So this is what you hook up to the bottom of the heater outside of the camper so it can suck in air to combust the propane. There is a vent adapter, so you can stick that right on your vent, and then it can go into these vents that go into your wall in the camper, so that'll connect right just like that. These are the vents, so there's two of them. One's going to be so the heater can suck in air from your camper and recirculate it, and the other one is your outtake. The next thing is the thermostat. So it comes in a little electrostatic bag, and this is the thermostat, so you can set it to fan or to heat and then adjust your heat level there. And then it just has a little electrical connector on the back, so that comes in that little bag on the top. The next thing, it does have an instruction book on how to install everything. Dimensions. There is a little template, so you can set this up in your camper and know where to drill your holes to run your vents. There is a little baggie with all your hardware. So this has a gas connector, and just to keep in mind, this little gas connector is actually a British thread, and we'll get into that in the installation video. But the rest of it is the mounting brackets for the heater, some hose clamps for the hoses, and some electrical connectors and things like that. On the side of the box, we have our electrical connections. This is your battery wire. We may need to extend this, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But it comes with bare wire on one end and then a connector on the other end to connect to the heater directly. then the next one, this is your thermostat wire, which runs from the thermostat to the heater. So the next thing is actually the heater itself. So just to show you, this is actually a very small unit. So this is perfect for the size of the Escapade. It's very small. It's only about 12 inches this way, I think about 8 inches this way, and then 4 inches tall. You have a heat intake or an air intake, and you have your heat exhaust that goes into your cabin. This is what recirculates it through your camper. On the bottom here you have your combustion air output. So this is what the internal mechanism blows all the combusted air out of, and then it has an intake here. And then on the back is your propane intake. And the last thing on the bottom, so we have to take this little piece of box out. This is your combustion exhaust that comes off the bottom of the heater. So when the propane comes into the heater, it will combust, and then all the exhaust comes out this and out the bottom of your camper, so you're not breathing in carbon monoxide inside your camper. So very safe unit. So I just wanted to say this unit is built really well. We actually did have a diesel heater before we purchased this, and the whole unit, at least on the outside, was all plastic. You did open it up, and the inside was all aluminum or steel, and it seemed really built well on the inside, but the outside was just this cheap plastic. Didn't seem like it was going to last long. These things are built solid. I mean, it is a solid aluminum, and it just seems like a really nice unit. So that's it for the unboxing. In the next video, we're actually going to start the installation into the Escapade camper. So I'm going to be running a gas line, as well as hooking up the combustion air intake and exhaust, as well as our vent. So if you're interested in that, check out our next video. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.